Welcome to Wanna Bet, the daily gambling game show that takes betting seriously, but not much else. Get our favorite plays on the totals, sides, props, exotics, and futures to jump on now. So let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Sappico som chiede cosa bappa con Soferino. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben. Let's get it started with Jason and Ben.
Looks like we're without Jason for now. Let me... Hopefully he pops back in while we're live. But until he gets in here, I'll take you guys. Wanna bet with myself and Jason. Do this 7 days a week. First, second, and third down are regular plays. Then we usually do fourth and short if it's a short-term play. First quarter, first half, anything like that. And then we also have fourth and long. Oh, we got you.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, man.
Yeah, you were just pause for a second either. We got
Keep going. Keep going.
Fourth
Merry
and
Christmas.
short, fourth
Take
and
it.
long. Yeah. In overtime. As always, we give an NFL parlay, a soccer parlay, and sometimes in this season we do basketball and all those good things. But yeah, it was just letting the people know the exact rundown, how we always go.
Way to take command. Well, I don't know. I was stuck in purgatory.
It was just, yeah, you're just sitting there. At first when I'm watching, I'm like, oh, he's just still on his phone. And then when
I
you get in,
never
I'm like,
heard.
oh, no.
I never heard the music. Like the music never played for me.
Yeah, I think your phone was like, your camera was frozen. It was a long time that it was frozen though. I should have just waited, but.
Well, way to take over, Beltway Ben.
Yeah.
But you want to drive?
No,
Or
no,
you've
you
had a
got
long morning already.
it.
It's up to you.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. So Beltway Brent broke it down for you. We are Wanna Bet. We do this 7 days a week. We appreciate you tuning in. We show all our work. We're fully transparent. A lot of inventory yesterday. It was not our greatest day. We took it on the chin a little bit. In the NBA, I mean, the Knicks had a chance. Mitchell Robinson, of all people at the line, with a chance to at least push the 6 points. Of course, that wasn't going to happen. SGA and the Thunder are kind of horseshit. The Spurs are clearly in their head, and we were on SGA in a couple different ways, and that didn't work out. And did you put the ticket up already, or?
No, I literally was just going through the downs as soon as you pop back in. It wasn't too far along.
And then, in the NFL, look, I hit a lot of stuff in that Cowboys game, but the fact that the CeeDee Lamb 30-plus didn't hit and Dak didn't have 3 passing touchdowns, Dak did not look right to me. I thought he was kind of hungover. I even texted you, like, is this cat hungover? Like, he was missing layups. He was missing deep stuff. That's a bad defense. When he missed CeeDee Lamb on the home run and underthrew him by 4 yards, I kind of thought that Dak 3 touchdowns and would be in trouble. He cleared the 270 easy. Lamb got 10 targets and didn't have 1 reception for 30 yards. He missed them twice, including one that would have been a touchdown. But Dallas still covered and went over the team total. But yeah, if he had connected on Lamb for that, that early bomb, would have been a profitable day. Instead, I was down about 3 units overall between football and basketball. But yeah, I was probably most pissed off about the Dallas game. The other 2 games just sucked. Dan Campbell couldn't get 2 passing touchdowns in that game. Dan Campbell's not an offensive play caller. Like, Detroit's in a lot of trouble. Jared Goff without Ben Johnson is a problem, Beltway Ben. But the fact that they finally got 1 good screen to Gibbs in garbage time, but it's like, you guys can't devise slip screens against that pass rush to at least get a dynamic player like Gibbs in the open field. Jared Goff was seeing ghosts. He wasn't up for it. And I know Minnesota lit him up the first time, Beltway Ben, but he did still throw for 2 touchdowns in that game. Like, for them to lose to Mad Max Brosmer really was something. So, it wasn't a great day for me.
Yeah, not a great day for me either. Thankfully, RJ Harvey comes through in the final few
50
minutes.
Queenie.
Yes. But yeah, Jason and I were talking off the air before we started this. He was about to be on the banned list, and he turns out he's right back. He's in a great spot. He cashes almost every play. I took his regular yards, that went under, but I'm fine with that because he scored the touchdown. He cashed us the 40, and I cashed a parlay to get us under being down 4 units. I think we were down 3 3-8 or 3-4. So it wasn't a good day by any means, but could have been worse. Could have been better for sure. Fergie, I think, goes over if he doesn't get hurt in the first half. We get the fair play on that. Javonte Williams had a layup. I mean, 73.5 was his number. All of a sudden, he's done after 3 drives when he had 53 yards. So that was unfortunate that we couldn't get a win out of that, but we did get the fair play. Cashed a few parlays. SGA was utterly pathetic yesterday. There's nothing else to say.
Why was he chucking threes? I said before the show, here's how we get effed. Homeboy thinks he's got to try to out-marksman people. Just drive and penetrate and pick up fouls. Just try to get their big men in foul trouble. Dude, he had more missed threes than he almost had foul shots made.
No, there was a step back on the right wing. There was a step back 3 he took, and all I was thinking was you saying, please don't be shooting threes.
Don't take more than 3 or 4 threes.
And there it was. I'm like, oh, no, we're in trouble. And he just he couldn't get it going. The Spurs have their number. And if they meet in the playoffs,
oh, boy,
that's going to be ugly.
Yeah, that's where the season ends. I mean, these cats were talking about 73 wins, and we're better than the Bulls, and we're better than the Lakers historically. But you definitely ain't better than this year's Spurs. Wowzers. Hey, but yeah, late night Joker hit the triple-double for us, -115. So Joker and R.J. Harvey, a couple of Denver dudes, kept it from being a real ugly Christmas. And R.J. Harvey, we will see the P.J. Harvey, R.J. Harvey mashup now?
Yes, we will. I will put that together hopefully before tomorrow. I don't know. After we get all this, I'm going to get some sleep. Get some
Ben
dinner.
did the morning show. He was on from like 5. He was in the office from 5 a.m. to 10 a.m.
I got in there at 4, and I was there.
4.
Yeah, it was.
That's a long morning. While we're talking here, before we get to the bet, so tomorrow, what are we thinking tomorrow?
9:30 or 10. Either of those.
Okay.
Should be
perfect.
Good.
I didn't know what you had cooking. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Perfect. All right. So, yeah, we eagerly await the P.J. Harvey, R.J. Harvey. Thank you, Bo Nix, and thank you, Sean Payton. Bo Nix not throwing 2 passing touchdowns was also something.
He made sure to get his running one in.
Yeah.
The rushing.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. All right, let's go to whatever the hell they're calling this bowl that they're playing in Ford Field in Detroit today. Look, Northwestern, Central Michigan, I just think they want to run the damn ball, Beltway, Ben. The more I looked at this game, I just said run. They're playing at 1 o'clock in a dome in front of 7,500 people or whatever's going to be there. I do think the Chippewas can keep this relatively close, at least close enough that everybody continues to run till the very end. I don't really buy either team that much in the red zone. And even the Chippewas fall behind. I just think they probably keep running the football. If you want to take the 10.5 with them, I get it. I just paid a little. Well, I didn't pay juice because I made this bet like 4 days ago. But you can still get the 43.5 at -115, and that's where I would go with it today. I just think it's kind of an ugly bowl game with 2 teams that don't have spectacular quarterbacks. The Chippewas don't really have a quarterback.
Yeah, you just said. I mean, what you thought? You thought it'd be a lot of running. So do I, which is why we're going to play Northwestern over 168.5 rushing yards at -114. Was super happy. Was ready to give it out. Had it in my notes. 148.5 yards. I promise you guys that was this morning. I'm not joking.
Wow.
It was 148.5. Right before this show, I saw it got up to 168.5. It's really weird the way these markets move. And this, just with rushing yards, college, how quickly it moves. I could have been tired. Maybe it was me seeing things, but I know I saw 148.5, and now it's just not there. So I would take 168.5. The number's probably still rising. Haven't checked since we've gotten in here, but it wouldn't surprise me. I do think they're going to run the football a lot here, and I think they can get up close to 200. When you look at what they've done this year, last matchup they faced Illinois, had just 91 rushing yards. That's a good run defense, and you also didn't have your top running back in Komalafe. Before that, 220 against Minnesota, 61 against Michigan, good run defense. 172 against Nebraska, they would have cleared. 232 against Purdue, they would have cleared. 246 against Louisiana Monroe. 199 against UCLA. In a lot of the games where we see Northwestern having success and winning, they're going over this number, or they're at least around it. Now, let's look at what the struggle Central Michigan's had against the run. 205 allowed to Toledo. 177 to Western Michigan. 162 to Akron. 381 to Michigan. And 124 to Pitt. Pitt's a pass-happy offense. They don't run the football a ton. And this Northwestern team does. That's what they are. Their quarterback can run it a little bit. There's been a few games where he's finished negative with sacks, but I just don't know that Central Michigan is getting a lot of pressure. I talked about it last week. When you have the Power 5 or Power 4 conference playing a lesser conference, a group of 5, in a bowl, we usually see, especially the Big Ten type of schools with those offensive lines, we usually see them running the football, a lot of road grading, and just mucking it up, making it ugly, keep handing the football off. Central Michigan, they were attacked by us on this show multiple times in them action on a Tuesday or Wednesday night when we were really having fun taking rushing or receiving props. We attacked them on the ground. We're going to do it again here. Give me Northwestern over 168.5 rushing yards, minus 114.
Excellent. Second down, going to the association. The Pelicans are back home. We're back on Pelicans overs at home. I know this had hit like 10 straight times, and then we were on it against the Mavs a couple nights ago, and we only got 232 points in that game, and it went under. Well, guess what? The Pels are still 11-2 to the over their last 13 at home. They're 16-7 to the over when they play within the Western Conference. They're 13-5 to the over at home on the season. Those games have gone over by 10.1 points per contest overall. The Suns on the road, 9-5 to the over. The Suns are over in 6 of their last 10 overall. Pelicans home games on the season average 144 points. I'm going to keep taking them if we can get them under 240. They tend to be streaky. Sometimes they start slow. If they start slow, trust me, they'll close like crazy in the fourth quarter. If they start like gangbusters in the first quarter, a lot of times with the Pels, they just keep rolling. But they do suffer defensively. This is a Suns team that I think will not have a lot of difficulty making buckets against them. And that building has just led to games, again, generally pushing 250 points. So over 238.5, it's slightly juiced, minus 115.
Yeah, I know with you giving that out, I was just going to play a prop that I liked in that because I thought we just fit it in where we could. So that same game right there that Jason just gave out, we like Devin Booker's assists, but I want to play it at 7 and get a fair number because it was a little bit of juice. So I'm going to put Trey Murphy in for 10-plus points, and he's done this in almost every game this year when he's been healthy. That shouldn't be an issue here. The real play is Devin Booker 7-plus assists. Nobody is allowing more assists to opposing teams per game than the Pelicans. I think we'll see Devin Booker play that facilitator role like he did against the Lakers just a few nights ago. Give me Devin Booker 7-plus assists. Trey Murphy the third, 10-plus points at minus 130 for that game. But the other play, we're going right back to this guy who did burn us the other night, and it was after a 10-point first quarter. He scored 10 in the first quarter. I was feeling myself. I'll be completely honest with you. Didn't check it off yet because in sports betting, don't ever check anything off until it's official that it's cash. But I felt good. 10-plus points in the first quarter. How does he not go over? Well, he just didn't score much at all in the second half. He had just 4 points. Here tonight, in this matchup, he should be able to get it going. Now, Cade's a guy that I talked about it the last time I gave him out. Assists are scary for me because he dishes out a lot of assists. He'll find guys open, and teams will crash on him and force him to move the ball around, and they want to take him away. They'll hedge high on a screen, so he doesn't really have much leeway and has to throw it around. That being said, the Utah Jazz haven't been able to take away number one options all season long.
Nope.
Nothing has changed. They've been particularly worse over the last few games. They're allowing more points than almost anybody in the NBA over their last 5, and this is a road game. And on these types of road games, I think Cade might have to take over. Detroit's very good. They're 9.5-point favorites, as you can see by the bottom ticker. But, Utah can score a little bit. I think they'll be able to keep it up. I think this will be a fast-paced game, a lot of scoring. And if that's the case, Cade's got to get off of that little roll that he's on right now at some point. He can get 30 with ease. He hasn't been able to do it much lately. I think tonight's the night against a really bad defense. You want to continue to, I don't know if it's pad your stats is the word for it, because Cade is just extremely talented and doesn't need to, but he does want to add some points and show out pretty big. This is the team to do it against. Give me Cade Cunningham over 27.5 points, minus 115.
Utah Jazz are in San Antonio tomorrow night, Beltway Ben. They will feature prominently in tomorrow's show for me. Halftime. Okay, third down. Couple of footy plays here. Look, we're already all over the Friday Premiership match from earlier in the week. If you're looking for plays on the game on USA Network coming up at 2:30 today, go back to yesterday's show. Go back to the day before. Everything blurs together for me, Beltway Ben. Yeah, it's the Burnley match, right? Go back to yesterday's show.
I think that's right.
Yeah. But this City match kicks off at 7:30 tomorrow morning. We will not have another show before 7:30 tomorrow morning. So we wanted to get in on that, and we also wanted to get our licks in on Wolves while we can still get plus money. So let's start here. City at Forest. We expect there to be plenty of goals. We think City, who, for my money right now, I think are going to win the Prem. I think they're going to overtake Arsenal and win the Prem. We like City to win the match. We like there to be at least 2.5 goals in this match. So we like 3 goals in this match. And we like our guy Erling Haaland to continue filling the net as he is lighting up the Premiership at a ridiculous rate. City on the road, 26 goals scored in their 8 road games. So they're going over the 3 with regularity. Look, Forest are going to go down in all likelihood. I'd be pretty surprised if they don't. They've allowed 13 in 8 games at home. That's third most in the Prem. And now they're facing a City team that's really locked in. You know, Phil Foden's playing great football. Doku's playing great football. Haaland is finishing. They're getting more midfielders into the mix. They're obviously bossing matches with possession. And they're scoring goals outside the 18 with some regularity as well. They're obviously, with Haaland in the box, dominant on set pieces. Wouldn't be surprised if he scores a goal with the old noggin here. If you go to Bet365, you can bet on Haaland to score with his head. Might take a look at that. But I just think this is an opportunity for them to beat a lesser opponent. Again, they've scored a lot on the road. I'm not worried about that. Haaland scores everywhere, and I think they're catching Forest at the right time. We also jumped Liverpool -1, hosting Wolves. Wolves going to Anfield. Look, we just kick Wolves in the balls every chance we get. I mean, Wolves on the road, guys. No wins, 1 draw, 7 losses. 2 goals scored, 14 conceded. Have they kept a clean sheet on the road this season? No. Are they going to here? No. Is Liverpool going to score? Yes. So 1-0, we push. Okay, do I think it's going to be 1-0? No. Okay. Wolves have played 16 Premiership matches, Beltway Ben. This bet would have cashed or pushed in 14 of the 16. It would have cashed in 7 of the last 10 matches that Wolves have played in the Premiership. And now they're going to Anfield after Christmas to play a desperate Liverpool team. Now, I am aware that Mo Salah's with Egypt in the African Cup of Nations. He's also never going to play for Liverpool again. And I kind of think that's addition by subtraction at this point. Isak finally started scoring for them, and now he's out long term. I do think Ekitike scores in this match. It wouldn't surprise me if Gakpo scored in this match. I think Liverpool at Anfield against the worst team, arguably in Premiership history, are good for at least a couple of goals. And look, if they win by 1, we push. If they win by anything more than 1, it's plus 132. We like Liverpool to do the job. We like everybody in the Premiership, frankly, to do the job against Wolves.
Yeah, third down, I'm going to go with the NBA. Let's play Norman Powell over 24.5 points at -136. Gets a matchup tonight with the Hawks, who defensively have been one of the lesser teams in the NBA, allowing 132.7 points per game over their last 5. That's bottom 2 in the NBA. The only team that's allowing more than them is the Utah Jazz, who we just broke down how bad they are defensively. Now, the Miami Heat, weird spot. Bam Adebayo was, a little bit before we started our show, was downgraded to doubtful or probably going to be out. So he's not playing. Tyler Hero, already out. Outside of those 2, the scoring options, it's Norman Powell. He's got to be the guy.
Yeah.
And through the first 4 weeks of the season, Norman Powell was really turning heads. He was scoring, doing great things. Now it's calmed a little bit as other guys have gotten healthy, and he hasn't had as much pressure on him or needed the ball in his hands as much. Tonight's right back to that. He's under this in 5 straight. I get that. So why are we taking him here? I just said you have no Bam, who's been playing a bunch. Tyler Hero's still out. And outside of those 2, I just don't know that anybody else on this team is reliable. Jaime Jaquez is tough, but he's not going to give you 20 plus. Somebody on this team is going to have to take a game over And between Powell, Kellel Ware, Andrew Wiggins, who has kind of been a ghost of late, I think it's going to be Norman Powell looking aggressive, knocking threes down against an Atlanta team who he's had success against before. This should be a high-scoring game. It should be fast-paced, a lot of three-pointers, which Norman Powell excels in. Give me Norman Powell over 24.5 points at minus 136.
Excellent. Fourth and short for us. We're going back to breakfast with the Prem, the 7:30 a.m. kickoff. And we like City to lead at that first half. That'll get you plus 105. Again, we said we think City are going to shite all over Forest. How has City done? So we told you City's been great on the road, right, in general. How have they done in the first half on the road in the Premiership Beltway, Ben? Well, they played 8 road matches. They've led at the half in 6 of them. They've been tied in 1. They've trailed in 1. Best in the Prem. 9 goals scored in the first half on the road in the Prem. Only 2 conceded. Best in the Prem. They've scored in the first half in 7 of their 8 road Premiership games. They've kept a clean sheet in the first half in 6 of their 8 road Premiership games. They're playing a Forest team that struggles to score from the run of play, a Forest team that has only had the lead at the half in 2 of their 8 home games. They haven't conceded a ton, I will admit that. They also haven't had Erling Haaland come in their building a ton. This will be the first time of the year. Look, City scored a lot of goals in the first half. If you want to get cute here, you could play this in the first half, City to lead in the first 30 minutes. You could play certainly Erling Haaland first goal scorer. I have played that. I am on that here. I do like that here. Could also see them drawing a penalty early in this match if they dominate possession from the start, like I think they might. So anyway, that's where we are. City to lead at the half. You can still get it at plus 105. Get it now because there's no way they're going to be plus. This was plus 110 yesterday when I played it. There's no way you're going to be able to find plus money on this much longer.
Yeah, for a 4th and short for me, it is a 4th and short play, but it's going right back to a guy for 3rd down, one of our favorite plays of the night. And we're going to take Norman Powell over 5.5 first quarter points, which you can find depending on where you shop at minus 130. Some places has him at minus 140, but if you go to Bet365 for now, they still at 1234. They still have him at minus 130. This is a guy who I just talked about needs to score for this team for them to keep up. Atlanta, they're not going to defend, but they will score, and that's what they've been able to do all year long. In that case, when you have Spoelstra knows what the recipe for success is with these guys out. Let this dude who you're paying a lot of money, who's been around the NBA for a while, who can shoot the ball, who can score it, like nobody else on this team, let him do what he can do. And he's only over this in 1 of his last 5. But that's notable because Bam Adebayo played in that game. Tyler Hero played in that game, and he scored 10 points in the first quarter. Now you're telling me you're taking both of those dudes away, putting a lot of pressure on Norman Powell. He's going to have to be aggressive, looking to score the basketball. That's 2 threes. He's going to play 7 to 8 minutes, somewhere in that range. It usually is 7, but if we can get a long time without a whistle, we can extend it to 8 or 9, hopefully. But I don't know that we'll need that. I think he really will get it going early and often. I think he can get to the basket. I don't know that anybody on this Atlanta team really can guard his position. Jalen Johnson, very versatile type of player, but I don't know that that's the guy that I would put on Norman Powell with how he plays it. So give me Norman Powell over 5.5 first quarter points at minus 130.
Excellent. Overtime. Let's get some NFL football in the show. I'll give you a couple NFL plays, Beltway Ben, and then we'll finish with that Arsenal match. Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown, at least 90 scrimmage yards, plus 162 at DraftKings. He's got a touchdown in 3 straight. He's got 92 scrimmage in 3 straight. He's got 20 or more touches in 3 straight. Philadelphia's offensive lines look better running the ball the last couple of weeks than they have all season, and they're facing Buffalo. Buffalo sucks defending the run. And when there's any volume running the ball on them, they will. They've allowed 24 rushing touchdowns already this season. That's pretty staggering. They're 31st in true media rush defense, EPA, and they're 30th in success rate against the run. Barkley's on a roll. I'm not sure if Barkley's going to play week 17. I'm not sure, or week 18. I'm not sure that Philadelphia's going to have anything to play for week 18. But I do know that Sirianni wants to keep this offense tuned up as long as they do have something on the line. So I'm I expect him to break a few long runs against Buffalo. Buffalo's second and third level tackling has not been good. They defend running backs pretty well in the screen game, and they managed to make the first tackle and make it count a lot in that regard. But Barkley is a little different beast than most, and I think he's got an opportunity to do some damage here. We also like Derrick Henry to rush for at least 80 yards tomorrow night against the Packers, plus 105 at Bet 365. Beltway Ben, a lot of these markets haven't formed yet on this game because there's been so many injury question marks about, quarterback and who's playing and who's not. Would Green Bay have anything to play for? If they don't have anything to play for, or how much do they really have to play for? How this is going to go. When I last checked early this morning, I still couldn't find Derrick Henry anytime touchdown props anywhere. And you really couldn't find much on Henry anywhere other than at 365. I grabbed this yesterday. It was still there this morning at the same price. Do I think he ends up going over 100? I mean, I think there's a real chance. And I actually think that him and Snoop Huntley might have a better shot to go off than a broken down Lamar who clearly just wouldn't run the ball. And when he tried to, couldn't run the ball. So anyway, we like that as well. And then Brighton at Arsenal. Look, we think Arsenal wins this match to 0. You can get it at plus 126 at DraftKings. Now, to play it there, where I did, just play Arsenal money line and play both teams to score. No. That'll get you plus 126. It was priced better than, so you could go to Bet 365 and play Arsenal to win to 0 under the specials, but that was like plus 124. So I'm not going to give away 2 cents. It all adds up that way, Ben. So Arsenal to win to 0. Why do we like this so much? Well, Arsenal always wins to 0, especially at home. Arsenal has 7 wins, 1 draw, no losses at home. 20 goals scored, Beltway Ben, just 3 conceded. How about Brighton on the road? They're 2-4. They're not terrible. They're okay. They've scored 9 times in 8 road games, so it's not exactly like they're piercing the net. What's it been like for them on the road lately? They lost 2-0 to Liverpool. They beat Forest 2-0. They had a 0-0 draw with Palace. They lost 4-2 to Man U. But Arsenal, even with their injuries, are ironclad in the back. And I think Arsenal are going to boss this match. And they're just very comfortable at winning, buttoned up, tight affairs. What's Arsenal been doing at home lately? We got a 2-1, we got a 2-0, we got a 4-1, we got a 1-0, we got a 2-0, we got a 1-1 draw, we got a 3-0 win. I don't think, unless it's off a long throw or something goofy like that, or a set piece, I don't think Brighton's scoring in this match. I think Arsenal learned from that Wolves match where they conceded late that they've got to, batten down the hatches for the full 90. So we also like Arsenal to win this match 2-0 plus 650 at 365. It was plus 550 literally everywhere else I went, and I went everywhere. Arsenal to win 2-0 plus 650 at Bet 365. Again, that match kicks off tomorrow morning.
Yes, there's a few things. Most of the stuff is just for tonight in the NBA, but we will start here with a regular point prop, 20 plus points from a lot of guys, and just kind of throw it together for a plus 100, right around plus 100. So we'll start. Norman Powell, talked about him before. Cade Cunningham, Paolo Banchero, and Denny Avdia, 20 plus points, plus 117. Denny, if you don't know what he's doing right now in Portland, it's pretty crazy. Still bummed that the Wizards traded him away. And I like Bub a lot, but I thought Denny had high upside. Tough basketball player, and he's also triple-double guy, like putting those up every other game. It's pretty crazy what he's doing there in Portland. So I like Denny for 20 plus points. I like Paolo for 20 plus. Paolo, there is a lot of heat on Paolo right now. Just the way that the situation's been handled and how he hasn't really gotten any better than what they thought he'd be heading into the season. He's also been banged up. So I'm not loving what's going on there in Orlando with Paolo, but I do still think with the guys out, the way Franz is out, and Desmond Bane hasn't played great when Paolo's been on the court, he's going to have to score. Charlotte's bottom 8 in defensive rating right now in the season, so I do think they're going to give up some points here. Cade, talked about him. He's an official player. And then Norman, we talked about him as well. So again, Norman Powell 20 plus, Cade Cunningham 20 plus, Paolo Banchero 20 plus, and Denny Avdia 20 plus, plus 117. The other play, and this is just a regular play, by itself. Brandon Ingram over 6.5 rebounds at plus 105. I feel like it's been some time since me and you, or you and I, have attacked the Wizards the way that we want. It's been some time, and there's no true center that I like here. Like, Mamushvili will play a little bit. He's going to play 20, 25 minutes. Murray Boyles had 12 boards last game. That interests me a bit. But Brandon Ingram is a guy that was going over this regularly earlier in the year, and he hasn't been over it as much lately. But against the Wizards, who are allowing 50.5 rebounds per game over their last 5, that is dead last in the NBA. And guess what? One thing with the Wizards, their points defense has gotten a little bit better. They're still bad shooting the basketball. They're still giving up a ton of boards, and that will continue here tonight, I think. I think Brandon Ingram is going to be aggressive on the glass. We're getting plus money for him to go over a number that we saw him going over regularly through the first 4 weeks of the season. Like I said, lately it's been a little bit more down, but guys are banged up. Podol's still out. Murray Boyles and Mamushvili, we don't really know what they have in them. Scotty Barnes, illness, I think he's going to play, but if he doesn't play, this number will be up 2 or 3. So I do like Brandon Ingram over 6.5 boards, plus 105.
I knew you'd be on some rebounding prop in that game. Again, we talk about something, but I didn't even bring it up because I'm like, it's Christmas. I'm like, I'm not even going to do a lot of work on that game. Ben's going to be on a Raptors rebound, and whatever he's on, I'm going to jump on. As soon as we get done the show, I'm going to go to my app. Where'd you play that one? Just tell me so I just know where to go.
Where did I play? Bet365.
So I'll go right to 365, and I'll jump that. If Scotty Barnes doesn't play in this game, could Brandon Ingram get a triple-double in this game?
Triple-double. I would take double-double if he doesn't. Triple-double scares me a little bit.
A double-double to me is baked in a cake. But I
don't know that I think you'll get good numbers.
Could somebody get crazy from three-point land who he's dishing to? Because the Wizards do give up, it's like the Wizards and the Warriors give up the most triple-doubles in the league. Like I've been stacking that or tracking that.
What's his number now?
Like I wonder if they even offer it for him. Let's see. Combos plus 3,500. Did you hear me?
Yeah. Are you? Well, I'd got to see when his last one is. I feel like I'm pretty good with when guys are due, but that's scares me.
Okay.
Let me see if there's anything of. Yeah, plus 3,500. They must think Barnes is playing because Barnes is in here.
Yeah. Anywho, we watch the Wizards, so you don't have to.
Yeah, we absolutely do. We've had a lot of success with it. But Quickly and Shed both playing scare me for assists. What's his regular number of assists right now? Bet365 has him 4.5. He had 7 3 games ago. So you need 3 more.
See, I was just thinking if Barnes wasn't there, do they just even push it more inside? Little dishes for layups. I don't know.
Let me see if there's any update.
I'm just thinking that they could drop 132 or something like that on these jokers.
Right.
Now, how many of those are assists on? And look, I haven't run the Wizards I haven't run Wizards numbers on NBA advanced stats lately on how many assists they've been giving up recently. But they give up a lot of points.
Half unit on 3,500. Try to beat them. I mean, if he gets ruled out, the number goes crazy. But if Scotty Barnes plays, I'm not ruling out a triple-double for him. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I mean. Well, one of those two, I think, could do it.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm thinking if I figured Barnes would be priced half of him, and he was, right? He's at 1,700.
Right.
And we got Ingram at 3,500. So I'm just thinking, well, if Barnes doesn't play.
Scotty has not had one. 23, 11, and 9, December 4th. Not one yet this year. He's not had a triple-double yet this year. Good thing he plays the Wizards.
If we're not sure he's playing, I don't know that I want to bet on him to have a triple-double.
Yeah, because you'll get the first quarter.
Because if this game gets out of hand, he's going to go to the bench, but somebody has to stay. And then the other thing that scares you about a triple-double against the Wizards is Yeah, if you're up by 25 in the at the end, late in the third
Yeah.
quarter, nobody's playing in the fourth quarter.
But the thing that scares me the most with him is the illness. The NBA has more illness pullouts in the first half than I've ever seen
Yeah.
in any sport in my life. Oh yeah, he got
Well,
an
they're
illness.
allegedly going to clean up their injury reports. Haven't you heard?
I was
Like
reading
that,
all
allegedly.
about that. I can't wait to.
Allegedly,
I can't
believe it when
wait
I
to
see
see
it.
this experiment.
Yeah. All right, that's our show. We're giving you a lot of food for thought. But wait, Ben, let everybody know how we did yesterday, and since we launched on May 21st. Yeah, look, it was not the greatest Christmas in the world. If CD Lamb comes through, or if Dak throws that ball to CD, I at least break even for the night, because that was about a 4-unit pass that he underthrew for me between Lamb 30 plus and the Dak parlay. But say la vie. That's
Real
gambling. Those games sucked yesterday.
Oh, they did. They were awful. Real quick. Sorry, I meant to give this out just when we were live. But no, I do have one NFL parlay for overtime. Nico, 40 plus receiving. Keaton Mitchell, 1 reception. I think Keaton Mitchell for 1 reception is going to be featured a bunch tomorrow, just with how they're going to play this game. And you look at his number, you're like, well, he hasn't caught a pass in 3 games. Well, past 3 games, there's been a different quarterback. This is going to be handled very different, I think. And Nico Collins has done this in 4 straight. So I like Nico Collins, 40 plus receiving yards, and then Keaton Mitchell's regular reception line over a half reception. You can get these two combined at plus 136.
Excellent. There you go. Bonus bets. Apple Bottom Spotifyers, thank you for tuning in. Everybody who watched, we always appreciate you. We're thinking 9:30-ish tomorrow morning. You want to bet? We want to bet. Thank you for doing your holiday betting with us.